Welcome back everyone. Welcome back to lesson 4 in this web design series. So we're using a website called EduBlocks to try and build a little website. You can see my website up here. It's about Ireland here. So if you haven't already got this code in front of you, not to worry, you can take my code and you can start using this website. So the link for this code will be in the description. So all you need to do is go down to the description, copy the code, and then just paste the code into your browser. So I've already copied the code. So for example, if I go over here, I can paste it here and Command V and then enter, and you'll be able to get this code. So you can see my code here, and then what you can do is you can just clone this code and you can then edit it to make your own. Okay, so that'll get you started. So that's the first thing you should have a look at. So you can see I've got some text here. I've got some little heading, the text, and I've got a subheading, and then I've got a link to a website here. So you can use all of this code yourself, and then you'll be up to speed with where we need to be. Okay, so if you're not sure, click on the link in the description and it should bring you to this code, and then you can just click this button that says clone, and then you've got your own copy of this code. Okay, so just speaking of what we talked about there, we have some text and we also have some images. So we're just going to speak a little bit about images today. We're going to talk about copyright and CopyWrong. Okay, so we're going to consider why we should use copyright-free images, where can we find them, because it's often very difficult to find them, and describe what is meant by fair use. So, quick question for you: where do you get pictures? Where do you get pictures from online? Which places are the best? Okay, so you can pause the video here, talk to the person beside you, think, pair, and share, and then come back with some ideas. Where do you get your images from? Okay. Another thing to think about as well is, where do those images come from that you get? Okay. Where do they come from? All right. So, if you've had a little think about that, of course, images get uploaded by other people, so therefore, in some ways, those pictures are belonging to that person, and there's different variations of that. Of course, now with AI, people can make their own images using AI. Are they free of copyright? Are they not? We'll talk a little bit more about that as well. Okay. So what is copyright and fair use? Do you know what the terms copyright and fair use mean? Okay. Again, think about it. What does copyright mean and what does fair use mean? Okay. So what is copyright? It is easy to copy, change, or download content from the internet. Copyright law protects the control you have over the things that you create. So if you make something, then you have the right to it. So if you make a piece of work in school, you design something or you draw something, that is your work. Okay, you don't want somebody stealing that work and saying, look, I've done this great work. Here, give it in to your teacher, saying, look, I did this work, and when it wasn't you at all, it was somebody else. Okay, so that's copyright. So copying something from somebody else is protected by law on the internet. If you want to use someone else's work, you should ask their permission. Yeah, some people were like, okay, you can have my piece of work, but you must ask for their permission. Okay, you must give credit. So if you go to if you give in somebody's work and say, look, I didn't do this work, this was somebody else's work, you must give credit to that person. And sometimes you also have to buy it. You have to pay for the use of somebody else's work. Okay. Fair use then. Fair use sometimes it's possible to copy part of somebody's work. For example, if you're using part of somebody's work, content or picture in your schoolwork, school children are not expected to pay for images they find online. But just remember, you can only use part of the work. You can't make money from it. Okay, it needs to be completely different to you in your piece of work than the original piece, and again, you must credit the owner. Okay, so fair use, if you're not making money of something, or if it looks completely different in your piece of work, and of course, you still need to credit the user as well. Give the user credit. So how do I find copyright images? So I want to show you how to do that now. Okay, so let's see if you can find some. I'm going to swipe over here and open up a new tab. Okay, and of course the topic I'm looking about here is Ireland. So in Google, there is a little tag up here. So if I click on images, yeah, and there's some tools here at the top. Okay, tools. And if you click on tools, this little thing pops out and you can say usage rights. And there's a couple of different ones here. So we want Creative Commons license. So that's the one that we can use without breaking copyright. Commercial or other licenses, that means the ones that are paid for, we shouldn't use those ones. Okay, so if I click on this button, it'll change my list here. And now these images are what we call fair use. So we can use them as long as we're not making money from them, as long as we are giving credit to the original owner, and we were able to make it different to what we were using. Okay, so any of these images I can use now. So there's a lovely picture there. I think it's Dublin. Yeah, it's the Liffey. So now I can right click here, copy image address. Okay, make sure you copy image address on the new laptops. I think it's called copy image. It's the Edge browser is a bit different, but it's such a copy image address. And then I can go back to my EduBlocks code here, and I can take another image tag here. Let's see, go to media and click on image. I'm going to put this one down the bottom here and then paste my link, Command V. And now you can see I have another image here at the bottom. Okay. So what happens if my image is too big? I can't really see my image here. You can actually change the size of your image. So what we can do is we press the little plus button here. Okay. And you'll see at the end, there's another little box here, pops up. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to attributes here. And attributes are some of the things we can change about an image. So I'm going to grab the width. I'm going to drop it in there. And now if I put in, for example, 500, you can see now it's changed the width. If I make this a bit smaller, I can see my code here. And I can see my text here. And there we go. So now we have another image in there. Okay. So that should be good to go. Let's see what's next on here. So we've showed you how to add a fair use image or a Creative Commons image. Okay. So are these scenarios copyright or copy wrong? Let's see. Read through the scenarios in your group, split them into two piles. Okay, so where should you look for pictures to use in your own projects? Search in your browser, copy and paste the pictures. Yes or no? What do you think? Should you copy and paste them? Maybe not. Because obviously these are used by somebody, but you could use that feature I just done. Use copyright-free resource banks. Yes, there's a one called Pixabay, lets you use their pictures because they're copyright-free. You can make your own images. Should you copy images from social media? Again, this is a no, because these belong to somebody. In fact, if they don't belong to the actual poster, they actually belong to the social media companies as well. Okay, so you shouldn't use those ones. Okay. So, thumbs up, thumbs down. If you feel confident, give a thumbs up. If you're not sure, thumbs to the side. And if you're not confident, thumbs down. Okay. I can say why I should use copyright free images. Are you confident about that? Or are you unsure? Are you not confident? I can find copy-free images. Again, confident, unsure, not confident. So if you're not sure or you're unsure, go back in this video and I'll show you how to get to those copyright-free images. And then I can describe what is meant by fair use. There was a couple of things about fair use. For example, are you confident about that? Are you unsure or you're not confident? Okay, so give those all a go. Right, so that's it for that part today. Let's move on to the practical part. So we've added another image to our website. Okay, and our website looks okay. We've got some text, but I want to add some color to my website. Okay, so what we want to do, we want to add some style. Okay, so we go to the style tag here, and we're going to grab the style block. I'm going to put it in here in the head of our website. It's one of those places where we put things that we don't want to see on the main page. And the first thing I want to do is going to change the color of my heading. This one is called H1. Okay, so I'm going to go to here. I'm going to go back to style. I'm going to grab this one and I'm going to drop it in here. So I'm going to change this word here to H1. Okay, so that means now everything I put in here will affect this H1 tag here. Okay, so I'm going to go to style again, and I'm going to grab display, I think it is, or text. I'm going to grab, so it's the text one. We're going to grab text color. Okay, I'm going to drop it in here, and you see my color has changed already. This is what we call the hex code for this color. So this is the red or reddish color. So actually what we can do is we can change the color. So I'm going to go to style again here. I'm going to grab this little color dot and drop it in here. Okay, now it's still red, but now I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to change it, of course, to green because it's Ireland. Yeah. So now we've changed the color of our heading here. If I want to change the color of this one, this is H2. So if I was just to change this word here to H2, it would turn that one green. So if you want, you can add another block there and change this color. Next, I want to change the color of my background. Okay, so the background here is in what we call the body. So I'm going to grab another style class here. I'm going to drop it in underneath. So it's just underneath this one. This one's going to be called body. Okay, and I'm going to again click on background, and this time it's going to be background color. So I'm going to drop in that, and what will happen is, oh, it's turned it all to red. But again, I want to change that. So I'm going to grab this color from here, drop it in, and I'm going to change it. Let's see, let's try a little light gray, or let's see, yeah, there we go. Quite a nice color there. Let's try this one. There we go. Okay, so there we go. Now we've changed the color and the color of the text and the color of the background. Okay, so what do you think? How could I change the color of my paragraph text? What do you think? Have a little think. So if you look down here, it says it's got this letter here, P. So again, if I grab another one, style, grab this one, drop it in here, and type in letter P, and then I can just change the text color to that one. Okay, and we can have background text. So yeah, text color, I can drop it in here, and now you see all my text turns to red. I'll go to style, I'll drop it in here, and change the color here. So again, I can change the color to this. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Nice yellow color there. And you can see now the text looks really nice on our website. So lots of things to do there. So you can change the colors on your website. And I'll see you in the next one.